Greetings, world. Here is my message for today. We're reading from Daniel chapter 12. And at that time shall Michael stand up, a great prince, which stands for the children of thy people. There shall be a time of trouble, such as never since there was a nation, even to the same time. And at that time the people shall be delivered, every one found written in the book of life. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to everlasting contempt and shame. They that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But thou, Daniel, shut up the words, and seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and through, and that knowledge shall be increased. Now, we see where this is talking about during the time, the great tribulation that would approach. Jesus spoke about this great tribulation. And he spoke that they would see this tribulation. In Matthew 24, he's talking to his disciples. His disciples question him, when would these things take place? And they want to know when the tribulation would happen. So it was a testimony unto them, to the Jews among the nations, and that they would give that testimony to the Jews and to the kings of the earth. And that testimony would be a powerful testimony, because it's not them, it's the Holy Spirit in them that would speak to the Jews of this message that God has for them as well. They went to Israel, but Israel rejected them. So now they give to the Gentiles. They give this message to the Jews among the Gentiles who are in synagogues, or their homes, family, loved ones, close ones. These people would hear the message. Some would, and some wouldn't. So this is where it talks about Daniel 12, verse 1 and verse 2 and 3. Now, but thou, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book to the time of the end. Many shall run to and through, and that knowledge shall be increased. But Daniel looked, and behold, there stood two other people on the bank of the river, and the other on the other side of the river. One said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders? Daniel's question. And I heard a man clothed in linen, that it would be, which was upon the waters. And he held up his right hand and his left hand to heaven, and swore by him that lives forever, that it should be for times and a half, which is 3 years and a half, when he have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people. All these things should be finished. And I heard, but I understood not. Then I said, O my Lord, what shall be the end of these things? And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end. So now we see that what was sealed then in Daniel's day was revealed through Christ. Christ was a deliverer. Christ gave that message to his disciples when they questioned him. And he spoke about the future destruction of Israel. And there's many things, because when we continue to read, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly. None of the wicked people will understand, but the wise will understand these things. So we see two types of people here in this chapter. From that time the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate will set up. There will be 1,290 days. Jesus talked about this abomination that will make desolate was set up. Jesus spoke about that. Jesus spoke about Daniel revealing truths to his disciples and reminding them and warning them to tell the Jews among the nations about what would happen to Jerusalem, the great city. That this will be the time of trouble. And it's funny, because Michael's name means who is like God. And it's kind of funny, because Jesus was a deliverer just like Michael. It's kind of weird. It's kind of cool though. So we have right there, no, let me stop. And as Jesus sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, Tell us, when will these things be? What shall be the sign of thy coming, the end of the world? Jesus answered and said to them, Take heed that no one deceives you. Many shall come in my name and deceive many. And they shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated for all nations for my name's sake. And then many shall be offended, and betray one another, and shall hate one another. And why will people hate one another? Because the testimony they bring to the Gentiles. And I'll tell you more on that in a moment. Now here, down verse Matthew 24:15 says, when therefore you see the abomination of desolation spoken by the prophet Daniel, standing in a holy place, whosoever readeth, let him understand. So right here we have Daniel's prophecy being manifest in their day. And then we're at Luke 21, verse 8. He says, and he said, take heed that you're not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and the time draws near. Go you not therefore after them, nor follow them. So then we're going to jump down from verse 12. But before all these things, they shall lay their hands on you, persecute you, deliver you up to the synagogues, to prisons, to be brought before the kings and rulers for my name's sake, and it shall turn to you for a testimony. So he's talking to his disciples about a message. Settle it therefore in your hearts not to meditate before what you shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, and with all your enemies shall not be able to gangplay nor resist. And you shall be betrayed both by your parents, brethren, kinfolk, flocks, friends, and some of you shall they cause you to be put to death. And you shall be hated for all men for my name's sake. Now, when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, know that the desolation therefore is near. So let those which are in the Judea flee to the mountains, let them which are in the midst of it depart out of the great city. Let no one therefore from all the countries enter the city of Jerusalem. For these will be the days of vengeance, that all things that is written may be fulfilled, like the tribulation. And down 32 of Luke 21:32, eventually I say to you, this generation shall not pass away until all be fulfilled. And he says, take heed to yourselves, lest any time your hearts be overcharged with suffering, drunkenness, and cares of this life, so that the day shall come upon you unaware, for it shall be a snare, it shall come upon all the face of the earth. Watch therefore, pray always that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things when they come to pass, and stand before the Son of God. So basically, he sent them among the nations to the Jews to reveal this truth, this understanding, this wisdom of the future things to come.